The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hey, early in the week, I just want to bring up a quick story and that I saw, which was about a lady who chucked a complete adult tantrum.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
At an airport when
Yes.
she was putting her luggage in. Her luggage was oversized.
Yes.
And they said, we're not going to take this. We're not going
Yes.
to take your luggage. It's too big. You know the deal. And so she laid on the ground at the airport and kicking and screaming and
Yes.
hitting the ground as an
Full
adult.
tantrum.
Like a kid.
Full tantrum. That's amazing.
I mean, it's embarrassing when your kids do it, let alone if it's your mum.
Yeah.
We got the
Amy's
vision up
just
now.
seeing the vision at the
Yeah.
moment. Actually, we'll try to get up.
Yes.
So she's down. She's hitting her hands
Yeah.
on the ground. She's going full on.
Yeah.
Well, this morning, we
Yes,
get
look
to-
at that.
amazing.
Like the full lying on your back, like stomping your feet and smashing your hands on the floor.
I'm just
Like,
a little bit worried because Sean's hasn't told us what we're talking about on air, and I feel like he's going to come for someone now. Who you?
This morning, Natalie,
yes.
What happened this morning?
we were talking about some adults chuck a tantrum, things don't go their way.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've only been working with Ross
Ross
in the
for a
morning.
short period
of time.
But sometimes, I guess tiredness gets you into the week.
Don't come for me. What did I do?
Well, you've been a little bit snippy with some of our team members here, Ross.
Is
today.
this
When Amy forgot a glass of milk,
I did. Okay, no. Amy went to the kitchen and said, "Can I get you anything?" And I said, or if you're going, I'd love a glass of milk because you just know it just fills the
Yeah.
tummy, keeps you going. And then she came back in and she had forgotten the glass of milk.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's
Yeah,
fine."
you're on your back, kicking and screaming.
exactly.
I'm like,
We'll
Ross,
get the
get
vision up
We've-
of that.
We've got a show to do.
And then it was backed up by what?
Yeah,
Nat?
so Sam does the coffee run for us this morning, and normally we all pay for our coffee, but I said it's Friday, today's payday. I was going to pay for your coffee today, Ross.
Which I appreciate, and
Yeah.
I would be happy to pay you back $5.51
I
if needed.
I don't expect you to pay me back. I don't want
you
you to
for the
pay me
coffee.
back. It wasn't about that. But what happened when your coffee arrived?
It was almond milk.
Yeah, it was an
Which
almond
is-
cappuccino. So we mock him about the cappuccino for starters. But then it was an almond cap, and you normally have a full milk cap because you are a
Wow.
full milk
Didn't
guy.
the claws come out then?
Oh,
This
wasn't
doesn't.
he?
I mean, it doesn't
Wasn't
look
he
good.
furious?
My point was when it happened, which is fine. That's okay. I just said there's not that much in my life that I look forward to. Coffee was one of them. And a full cream. You just really get into it. That's
the
my
only
gin.
joy in his life.
How would you feel if I rocked up to you and go, "Here's a gin and tonic, but it's alcohol free"? That's like the equivalent for you.
Is it? Is that the equivalent? Is
Yeah,
it?
that's it. That's like, Shorty, here's a game of football. I forgot the football, though.
You're really bad at analogies.
That is next level. Well, anyway, adult tantrums, they
I
happen.
know.
You've seen it
I know. We are.
firsthand.
Yeah, we've
Seen it firsthand.
witnessed it.
Stitch up.
Twice
Not only in
this
Italy,
morning.
Nat. Not only in Italy.
No,
It happens in
no,
Perth,
Ross.
Western Australia.
Thanks for
Ross
that.
is a very fragile temper.
This is not my usual character.
What are you going to do? Throw a tantrum about it? About being called out about it?
Hey, have you noticed anything? You've just walked in.
Oh, yeah, I've noticed.
The rat.
It's a ganger. Name one
Very
thing.
pedantic about your milk.
Yeah, I know.
I just like, I
I mean, it takes them all that time to bloody squeeze the milk out of the almond. The least you can do is drink it.
we going to traffic now?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Get a load of this story, right? A man in Melbourne has been caught out faking seizures.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Good. Can you keep saying that? No. And then we won't get sued.
Apparently
Wait.
illegal.
Okay, so this has
Counsel.
been going on for a couple of years, and it's taken people to, share it on Facebook. Hey, by the way,
Yes.
this happened to me, and then stories started linking from all over the state over a 2-year period.
Yes.
In fact, this guy's before the courts at the moment because of this situation. So what
Which is why we're saying allegedly. a lot.
allegedly, what he does, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, well done.
You're saying allegedly. You got to jump in there, mate.
Oh, sorry, allegedly.
Okay.
What he allegedly does.
So he goes to populated areas like train stations, bus shelters, all the rest of it, when people high traffic areas, right? And he will get all a bit like woozy next to somebody.
Allegedly.
Thank you. And then that person, Natalie, would then go, "Hey, are you all right?"
Yeah.
And for that reason, he goes, "Oh, I suffer from seizures,
Allegedly.
and I feel one coming on."
Allegedly.
Then the person generally says, "Oh, is there anything I can do?"
Yes.
He goes, "Yes, can you help me out? I'm just going to lay down here, front first. If you can pin my hands behind my back and sit on me,
Yes.
then this will help the situation."
Right, we've got photos here. So it's like he's arrested, right? He's on his tummy.
Yes.
Yes.
Hands behind the back. But the people on him, and these are the actual photos, are sitting on him like...
Because that's what he has allegedly told them to do to
Yes,
help
to help-
alleviate the seizure.
Yeah. And, yeah, they're fully sitting on him.
As somebody who has done first aid,
Is this
not
it?
not how you treat a seizure. Amy, you've done it quite recently.
Amy, can you tell us, was this how you would treat somebody if they're having a seizure?
If anything, it's the complete opposite. You would stand back.
Yes.
You'd move everything around.
Yes, you make the
There's
space safe.
and clear for them, and you'd kind of leave them to have their, the
seizure
episode or
yes.
the seizure, whatever's going on.
Well, he sold this over 2 years,
extremely
Ames.
odd.
Over 2 years, he's been able to get a number of people on a regular basis across the state to be able to jump on his back and hold his arms.
What are they?
Allegedly.
What are they allegedly thinking he's doing this for?
Sexual gratification.
Allegedly.
Okay, there is...
Feeding the chooks, Ross. You know what I'm saying?
First time I ever heard that was from you. Lisa Todd from Epilepsy Australia confirmed there's never an instance where you would sit on someone during a seizure. Which, I mean, that's just...
Confirmed by Amy, our
Yes.
executive
Yeah.
producer.
Who are even higher authority.
Absolutely. Isn't that amazing, the lengths that people go to fake a condition, Nat?
That's a very strange one.
It is a strange one, a medical condition, but people have bought up stuff or made something up to get out of a situation. He's getting himself into a situation,
Yes.
so I guess it can happen both ways.
Yeah.
But then you've got to keep going with it. I mean, he wants to keep going with it, obviously.
Yeah, that's right. Allegedly.
Where would it be without you?
Allegedly, obviously. I went to uni with a guy who, so we had, as part of our uni course, this is when I studied chiro, we had a lot of compulsory lectures and compulsory lab sessions so you had to be there. And if you didn't, you had to get a medical certificate. And there was and sometimes we would have these oral exams where literally for anatomy, you would have to, that was so hard. The cadavers that we had dissected, our instructor would sit down and say, okay, and point to something, and you'd have to tell them what it was, what nerve that is, what muscle, what bone that, what, like, not even what bone, but what the little promontory of the bone was called. It's very, very technical stuff. And if you'd been bad at the dissection, then it was even harder. And so they were so hard that, people tried to get out of them all the time. And one guy decided that he thought he was really going to struggle with this one. So he faked abdominal pain, sort of mystery abdominal pain, just like nondescript abdominal pain. They ruled out appendicitis, but he went to the doctor because you have to get a medical certificate, right? So he went to the doctor and he's going, I've got this horrible pain and it's here, and he's telling them where it all is. And the doctor's like, I'm really concerned about you. I think we need to get you to hospital because it's not appendicitis, so it's something else. And, the range of possibilities there's some really dangerous things. And he's like sitting there going, okay. So the doctor calls an ambulance and they cart him off to the hospital. And then he's at the hospital and they're poking and prodding and sending him off for scans going, we can't find anything. And then there came a period where they were ready, they were going to do exploratory surgery because they were so concerned about what was going on. And then he's like, hang on. I feel a bit better. And he's staged a miracle recovery and was like, no, I'm feeling much better. Like every time they checked on him, like, no, I'm much better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to cut him open.
Yeah, they were going to cut him open to do exploratory surgery because it was such a medical mystery.
Mate.
He created such a mystery.
He didn't really commit to his thing, though, did he?
Imagine if he got surgery just to get out of it.
Here's my medical certificate. It's just a massive scar.
Oh, so funny.
So we are talking about faking a medical condition.
It can backfire.
Yeah. Have you heard about any of these stories? You've done it yourself? Maybe you've got yourself into a situation or you're trying to get yourself out of a situation like you just told us about.
Yes.
I got multiple texts from the wife about faking injuries.
A lot of headaches? Okay, keep going.
I faked an ankle injury so I didn't have to run at the sports carnival. That's very her. Also, she said she had food poisoning and went to the hospital, even made a little cut where the drip would have been so I didn't have to go to work. She was very hungover. That's disappointing. And that's the first time I've heard that.
She worked for your dad?
She did too. I hope not.
Oh, father-in-law's going to be...
All right,
that's commitment, though.
Let's go to Beswell in Banksia Grove. Morning, Beswell.
Good morning, guys. Big fan of the show.
Oh, we love speaking to you, Beswell.
Yes, we love you. Okay, Beswell, have you faked a medical condition?
No, it wasn't me. A few years ago, I used to work as a security guard at the Galleria in Morley.
Yeah.
Yes.
We used to have a guy that used to come to Jamaica Blue Cafe and order a lovely breakfast, and then after he finishes eating, then he takes a seizure.
Oh, really?
And then, we used to jump in and, clear the place and bring the first aid kit and everything, and then we call the St. John guys and they come and pick it up.
How'd you know he was faking?
Well, after doing it 3 times, the manager recognized him. I think on the 4th day, they said, you know what, you've got to pay before you have that seizure today.
Oh, so he doesn't pay. He's not paying. I mean, it's not a bad...
And then he gets a ride home, a good night, a good sleep, and then he gets a ride home.
I mean, you're not going to hit them up for payment when they're on their...
No, no. That would be a monstrous thing to do.
Just before you go, just tap this.
Just prepay before. Oh, Bezel, that's a corker. Thank you.
Well, he got away with it a couple of times. So he's just like, how good's this?
In the good old days when there were things to do at Galleria.
That's right.
Thanks, buddy. Sinead's in Rockingham. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
All
Sinead.
right, Sinead, who faked a medical condition?
So it was my husband. Back when he was in the army, he met up with a friend and they'd gone out drinking at a pub and they had a big special on Guinness. You know, if you buy a Guinness, you get like a beanie or you get something like that.
Yeah.
And they'd had a very, very big night.
A lot of beanies.
A lot of beanies. One for everyone.
A lot of free stuff, as my husband likes to get. And he snuck back. So snuck back to his truck in the morning, very, very dirty, dusty,
Yes.
and went to get some toothpaste out of his truck to kind of be like, oh, I'm all fresh, you know,
Yes.
I'm good to go.
That would do it.
Yep. Got caught by his superior officer, and he said, oh, I'm not feeling well, and they've said, oh, yeah, you don't look too well, and he's like, yeah, been throwing up and all that stuff, and they sent him off and said, look, you need to go get a medical chit to say that you're good to come to work.
Yeah.
So he went to the hospital and they did all the tests, what you were saying earlier, poking and prodding and on his stomach, and he thought, oh, you know, it is a bit sore. And they basically said, oh, we think you might have appendicitis. So he's like, oh, no, thinking I've been out drinking all night. You know, this could have exploded any time. So they're like, okay, so put him in, and he woke up from surgery and said to the doctor, like, how bad was it? Like, how close to, you know, exploding was it? And the doctor said, oh, with a real dirty look, was the healthiest appendix he's ever removed.
So he had his very healthy appendix removed.
Yes, and he, till this day, does not drink Guinness.
Yeah, well, there's a lesson for most people.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Imagine being convinced.
Even he was convinced.
Well done. All right,
Maybe there is something wrong with me.
Some of us blokes aren't that sharp, you know what I mean?
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Spicks and Specks, 20 magical years of Spicks
God,
and Specks.
my
How
Lord.
good is that? An all-new platinum season of Spicks and Specks kicks off on Sunday at 7:30 on ABC TV, or you can catch it on iView. And she's been a stalwart of the show, the one, the only Miff Warhurst. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Nat Shaun Ross. How are you?
We're wonderful, Miff. Absolutely. You know, we get to, we haven't spoken to you for a while, but we do get updates because Joel Creasy's right,
Of
always
course.
in here. We're having a chat, and he was telling us how
love him.
you guys are always talking, particularly with Eurovision, you know, finishing a little while ago. You're just constantly on the phone to each other.
Totally. I mean, we've shared, you know, too many things that friends should never share. Because we you know, we'd broadcast Eurovision in a tiny booth up above, you know, thousands and thousands of people. It was very hot. You know, and it's on a budget. It's SBS. We'd have to use the booth as change rooms if that's change in front of each other. He's used my toothbrush. Like, I know.
That's intimate.
Yeah.
Any secret?
We've been through it.
Yeah, I bet.
What do you know about Joel Creasy we don't?
Okay, what I do know about Joel is he is one of the most generous people you will ever meet, and caring. I think, you know, people might think Joel is a certain type of personality, and you know, he can be very funny and very witty, and you know, he can be very sharp too.
Yep.
But he is so beautiful and generous and has one of the kindest hearts I know. And I say that genuinely as a friend. He's just the best.
All right, now bag someone out to make up for that.
Yeah, say
I'm
something
ready.
horrible.
Let me dig in.
It's Adam Hills, isn't it? Also one of the nicest people in the universe, isn't he?
I know. I've actually been really lucky, the people that I've got to work with, and all of this has happened by chance. Like I didn't know Joel before I worked with him, and I didn't know Adam and Alan. I knew Alan a little bit from various friendship groups in Melbourne, but Adam I'd never met before Spicks and Specks. But for the fact that we were teamed together, I'm so grateful 20 years down the track because, you know, there's jobs you do and you work with people that, you know, you don't have that sort of friendship connection with. And, and it's fine, it doesn't fill your heart in the same way as it does when you work with people you love.
Well said.
And I'm so lucky. And I'm so old. 20 years. What the hell?
Yeah, I was just saying before, who would have done Nat, how many years have you done?
Yeah, 22 and a half here on this show, Miff.
Can you believe it?
I know where you're coming from because the time goes in the blink of an eye for starters. And at the outset, you never think, I'll still be doing this job in 20 years' time, do you?
Absolutely not. And look, clearly you and I were both 5 when we started.
Yes, that's I know. Child prodigies, Miff.
Unbelievable.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct. No, you don't ever think that it's going to be around for that long. And like I remember my mum when the first episode aired said, "Oh, you better get a copy of that on VHS." That's how old I am. VHS was still around because she thought it was going to get sacked, and because it wasn't very good the first step. And she thought, oh, well, better keep it for your files. So when you're job hunting, and it's oh my God, 75 years later, here we are.
So, Miff, you were studying broadcasting and stuff like that to be able to get into Triple J and then onwards. Nat was a chiropractor before she started.
It was a bit of a random transition career-wise.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Good to know, Nat, because when I do come to Perth, I'll be looking you up first.
I'm no longer registered.
She's deregistered. Yeah, there was a bit of an incident.
I just let it slide. Thank you, Sean. Miff, we were talking before about, because we work in radio, everybody assumes at a quiz night that we're going to be great in the music section. Do people think that about you, and do you deliver?
Oh, I can't do quizzes anymore. Too much pressure.
Yeah.
Because people actually expect you to be really good. And I think, too, look, because Spicks and Specs has been around for so long, and there's an original team in the production side of it that are still there. They know the sort of things I can probably answer.
Yes.
So I think that helps, and I'm very comfortable. I'm like, they're not going to put stuff in I don't know, but you go to a quiz night, and it could be someone could have an expert area in, 2010s contemporary hip hop, of which I'm okay, but I wouldn't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah, but once we get past the Hilltop Hoods, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Cosby sweater.
Not sure how you're going to feel about this, but we got a Spicks and Specs music quiz, which is online on the ABC website. You ready?
Ready.
All right, question number 1. We'll just go 4, all right, to see how you go out of 4. The Veronicas named themselves after Winona Ryder's character in which film? A, Heathens, B, Beetlejuice, C, Boys.
A is Heathers.
Heathers, Ross.
Heathers. B, Beetlejuice, C, Boys, D, Girl Interrupted.
I think it's Heathers, isn't it?
I would have gone Heathers.
Yes,
You are.
Or as Ross likes to call it, Heathens.
Yeah, great 21 Pilots.
I love it.
Heathens is a great movie. Kate Winslet.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Okay, we're different eras.
Okay, you're so young, Ross. Sorry.
Question 2. The 2018 release Love Monster was a debut album for A, Kylie Minogue, B, Amy Shark, C, Jess Malboy, D, Julia Jacqueline.
What year was this?
2018.
Oh, it has to be Julia Jacqueline, doesn't it?
Okay, let's check it out.
Oh,
That
no.
is Amy Shark.
Oh, Amy Shark, of course. I was just going for the younger ones. All the others have been around.
As if it was Kylie Minogue.
I don't know who that was.
Finish on this. You need this to pass. Which rock band frontman is the voice of Bluey's dad?
Oh, you should know this.
You got to know it.
I know this.
Bandit Healer. Do you not even want the options? You want to have a crack without the options?
It's Dave McCormack from Custard, and we too can't believe we're on the most successful television show
I know.
in the world.
Amazing.
So you pay Aunt, what's her name? I don't have kids.
I'm Aunt Trixie.
Aunt
I don't
Trixie.
have kids either.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was so. I had no idea it was so big. I went to a wedding and I had this little kid. Their mum had obviously told them that I was Aunt Trixie, and he just sat at my feet the whole night looking at me. I'm like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh, everyone loves Bluey." I went, "Oh, that's amazing. That's news to me."
That is crazy.
Isn't that
and
wild?
as you know, all around the world, as you just said.
Yeah.
In America, it's gone mental as well.
When I was in America just for a few days and then went to Mexico last Christmas, and the only thing anybody talked to me about when they found out I was Australian was A, Ray Gun, and B, Bluey. That's all they mentioned. That is their only point of reference. Yeah. Ray Gun and Bluey.
I went to the Macy's parade on Thanksgiving last year for Bluey and interviewed lots of kids. So I did this for Bluey in New York, and I interviewed lots of kids, and they all were talking about the words that they use. They use words like dummy and jock and their parents are going, no, that's not, it's trash. It's trash. Like their parents were trying to stop them speaking Australian. And the kids are like, nah, we're doing it.
No, the kids are like, no.
That is so cool to hear, Miff.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Really cute.
We're taking over. It's a bluey-led revolution. Yeah.
Well, it is the most watched television show in America at the moment, which
Isn't
is
that
wild.
amazing?
Admittedly, the kids have all got it on repeat on their tablets. But
but still, you'll take it.
I got it on repeat at home,
We'll take it.
Yeah. It's amazing. We love your work, Miff. You can do no wrong in our eyes.
No, you're the best. Thanks, guys.
Well, check out Spicks and Specs, 20 Years Young, Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. And I did see a video. There's if you check out the ABC Facebook page, probably on Insta as well. There's Miff going through her hairstyles.
Yeah,
the previous series.
I did see the Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
there's a couple of other ones.
Your hair's been through it. Safe to say, Miff.
Oh, so through it. I call it. I'm everyone else's hairspiration now.
Yes,
they can look at those looks and go, let's not do that.
Yeah. Well, if you dig far enough, there'll be something that you like because there's literally something for everyone. Thank you, Miff.
Exactly.
Good on you, Miff.
See you, mate.
Thanks, beautiful. Bye.
Bye.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.